5-6 deals with inverses of functions. Inverses of functions, okay? What an inverse is, it's kind of like hitting rewind on a show, okay? You're backing things up. You're doing things in everything. It's just like literally when you're watching a show and you're like, I want to see it again. And you hit, rewind, it backs it up, and then it plays again, okay? But it's the backup part that's the inverse, okay? So, I mean, for example, forget about math right here, okay? If I was to give you this morning, I'll say you put on your pants, then you put on your shirt. The inverse of that, if somebody taped, they shouldn't be taping you getting dressed, but just don't get sick here, okay? But if somebody was taping you, putting on your pants, you got underwear on, so everything's cool. Don't do this still, okay? Putting on your pants, and then you're putting on your shirt, and then they rewinded it. What would it look like when it was backing up? What would you see?
Your shirt.
Say it again?
Your shirt.
Yeah, you take off your shirt, then what?
Take off.
Then you take off your pants. Can't believe I'm taping this. People are like, what the heck is that teacher teaching you guys in this class? So, okay. So what you need to understand is when you do inverses, you're back where you started. If you put on your pants, then put on your shirt, then took off your shirt and took off your pants, you're back where you started, okay? So it's a reverse of what happened, okay? So everything's reversed, and what I want to make sure is this. If I, let me ask you if this would be an inverse. If I said, let's see, I'm trying to think here. Let's see, I'm trying to think of an example here. I'll use the same one here. Let's say you put on your socks, then you put on your hat. Would the inverse be take off your socks, then take off your hat? Would those be inverses? No. Now, what's wrong with it? I mean, what should it have been? What would be the inverse of putting on your socks, putting on your hat? What's that?
Taking off the hat, taking off.
Right, it's the reverse thing in reverse order, okay? Now, would it look the same if you took off, put on your socks and put on your hat, then you took both of them off? The end result will look the same, but it's still not the inverse, okay? The inverse is the reverse order, the opposite of what you did, okay? So, if I gave you something like this, let's actually throw some math in here. If I took some number x, and I added 7 to it, and then I divided by 2. So let's put that on. I added 7, then I divide by 2. What would be the inverse of adding 7 and then dividing by 2? Multiply by what? 2, and then what? Subtract 7. And this works. It's going to get you back to where you started. I take some number. Let's say it's 3. If I add 7, I have 10.